Hey everyone, it's Tracey from Mindless Crafting
Bill.
and we're here for part two. Yep, y'all, part two of our junk journal series, creating a junk journal. This is my first one, and I'm taking you live as I create the junk journal and put the pages together. So we're doing the whole process. We started yesterday with part one. Today is part two, which of course you have to have something to put into the junk journal. And I just want to be as thorough as possible and share as much information with you as possible. I'm learning that the junk journal is something that is it's a it's a journey kind of to me. Just my thoughts. It appears to be more of a journey, putting stuff together, um, and putting in things that inspire you or encourage you, whatever it is.
For that moment.
Yep. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be doing the signature, what's called the signature page or signature pages. And just to give you, some of you may be wondering, like, well, what is a signature page? A signature page in bookbinding or journal crafting, I just Googled it. A signature is a set of pages nested inside one another, uh, and it creates one small section of a book. Each signature is usually 4 to 7 pages in total and is individually stitched into the book. Okay, so remember I had shown you a bunch of stuff that I wanted to put inside of my book. I'm going to be nesting those together. Let me just show you some of the stuff I have. It's a lot. It's quite a bit. And I've noticed that I'm pulling more stuff out. So I had showed these are going to be nested inside of the book. So this is the part I'm going to be showing you today. Let me just pull out my little thing here. I've been jotting stuff down, cutting and preparing your pages or your signatures. So that we need that to put in our book. This is what we did yesterday. You can go back and watch that live. I'll also make sure I put it below in the description, how to put the cover together. And today we're going to focus on just the signature pages because you need something to put into the book. Okay. So let's see who's here. And I'm going to adjust my camera here too. And if you hear, like, it's raining today, so I have the window open in here. So I just want to make sure, don't get y'all too dizzy on here, okay? Can y'all hear me okay? And see me okay on here?
Adria Rutledge is, look at me messing up Asia's name. She says, I'm ignoring the fifth graders to watch you. Don't tell anyone.
Uh-oh. Asia?
Asia.
We're not even going to ask what school you work at, okay? Okay, let's get started. When they say nesting the pages together, this is what they mean. So I have a smaller book that I'm kind of using as my prototype, my little practice model. And I took some pages, right? And I nested them together, just like this. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I'm taking it bit by bit. And the reason why is because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed in the whole process. Okay, so let me just show you. I just put this together to hold it together. But these are longer sheets of paper, and I folded them to make the pages to go in. Now, once you have this in, of course, I started getting ahead of myself and wanted to glue stuff in. Once you get these in, right, then you can start decorating them and putting things into them. So I think this is going to be a long, ongoing process, but I'm not thinking about the length of time. I'm thinking about this being something that I want to be able to look at, and I want to be able to journal in, and I want to put my thoughts And of course, we're going to be putting the words, especially with this stamp set. You can, of course, this is for cards, but guess what? This can also be for journaling. Okay, so these are our two stamp sets, Words of Hope and Words to Inspire, which are in our store. And sometimes all you need is a word, right? Just a word to keep you going. Okay, so the reason why I have this clip on here is because I want to hold this in place before I start to measure and get the binding together. Because remember, we're going to be sewing this into our journal, right? I'm really having fun with this process. So let me just show you also, I've got this needle right here that I'm going to be using to thread to do the binding on there, right? To sew my signatures into my book, right? To form my book. So this was from, I got this from Goodwill. Wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but guess what? It's going to go perfect for doing this. So if you want to use a darker twine, it's up to you. But I think this is just perfect. This will work. And then this needle, it's not the real pointy needle. It's a larger needle. I had this in my stash, believe it or not. Okay, so I'll be using that too. So don't stress about this whole process. Take it bit by bit like I've been doing. I've seen people painting in theirs. Feel free to Google it also, and feel free to watch some YouTube videos on it. Even if you learn one technique and then you take that one technique, because there are thousands of different techniques for this. Okay,
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Here's the thing. Okay, no matter how daunting this process may seem, and that includes any crafting project or technique you're going to be using, no matter how daunting it may seem, as long as you focus on one small element at a time, you can get this thing with flying colors. So yesterday was the cover. Today is we're working on the pages. Tomorrow will be the next thing. The next day will be the next thing. Until you're going to look up and all of a sudden it makes sense. And you're going to be creating anything you can and can't imagine when it relates to a junk journal or your junk journal. Yeah.
Okay. Karen has a great question. She said, hello, everyone. Was that your first, what did she say? Was that Karen Hankerson?
Was that your first signature? How did you put your holes in it?
We're gonna get to that. We haven't gotten to that part yet. What I'm doing is, this is just my prototype. This is the one we'll actually be using in the live. So I just wanted to show you ahead of time what we're going to do. So I didn't put any holes in this yet. I put holes in this, but that's only for practice. I'm gonna take you through the whole process of how we put the holes in and how we measure. So don't you worry about that. Okay, that's actually going to be tomorrow's live video, how to put those signatures in there. But today we're focusing on how to get these folded up and cut. And I'm just using my style of how I would do this. So some of the journals are like way outside. Like, I mean, the signature pages are like larger than the actual journal covers. And if that's your style, you can do that. Look at this gem right here just hanging onto my nail. I don't know where that came from. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So, yeah, so you can cut and glue things in. If I happen to see something I want to throw on there, I am. But I want to stick to just folding the signature pages and nesting them together. So for this, let's see. I'm just going to kind of mark it right here with pencil, right? I don't want this to be a long process. I just want this to kind of flow. I love this paper right here. So I want this to be in my book with the car and little road trip and all of that stuff. I like the way it looks, right? So if I have that longer piece and I fold it in half, I'm going to see if this would be something I want in here, or I could just fold it like this, right? So I want it to be kind of shorter. I don't want it to be coming outside, and that's just my style, right? I don't want it to be coming outside of my journal. So let me get rid of some of this stuff, and then I can actually think better here as we go through each page, right? So it says the signatures should be 4 to 4 to 7 pages, but I don't know. I may end up having more than that because notice this can fit a lot. Look how that is, right? I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 signatures in this one, maybe 2. We'll see. Maybe 2, but maybe possibly 3. Okay, so let's see. So this will be 1. This will be the spine, right? This will be that binding area, that spine area. Okay. If I wanted to have a pocket in this, if I want to fold that over, right, and maybe flip that out just a little bit, I could do this too. That is still my spine.
Karen is asking, is that paper from your collection?
No, I'm getting random papers out of the out of my stash. This is papers that I'm using Happy Mail. I'm using papers that are just in my stash that are just like left over from some other project. But this is really adorable right here.
It's surprising. There's a lot of it.
Yes. Okay, so this will be my crease for that one, right? I'm going to leave this like this for now. Okay, because I could use that. So that's just 1, right? Let's go ahead and put something else in here. Thanks, babe. I'm glad you like it. Right? You could use shorter pages in here. Let's fold this in half and see what happens with this. All right, we can use shorter pages. And I'm just nesting these on top of each other for right now and lining them up. Are y'all still sticking with me here?
Well, they're sticking with you.
Good. I'm taking it step by step because I don't want to overwhelm you. So if we get this part, then we can move on to the next, right? Let me use my bone folder here.
A lot of people saying we're right here with you.
Right there with me. Y'all hang in there with me and be patient with me because this is a nice little process right here. And I'm really enjoying it because it allows me to really think outside the box. Right, now I can take this and fold it in also, right? Or I can cut this off of here and this off of here and put it in like that. Or like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut this. And some of you may choose to not cut it, leave it as a little pocket, and I could do that with another one too. So you notice they're a little bit, my regular self would normally want everything lined up, but my junk journal self, we got lots of personalities here.
Yes, we have a newcomer.
My junk journal self will want me to, let's see, want me to have pages in different sizes, right? Let's put that in there, right? So that's nested in there. So you want to make sure. And I may take these and take this, put this here. Don't think that you have to line them up. You know, I might put this here. It just all depends on how this goes, right? So that's an envelope there. I love this paper right here. Look at this. With the tree on it, I've got to get this in there. This has got to be in there.
Somehow.
Right. So if you want everything to line up, you can take, right? This is just one way that I would do it, just thinking about it, and place your paper on here and then just cut everything precisely if you want every single page to line up. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to try, y'all, to not have everything looking so precise. I have to laugh to myself because I know how I am. But you know your crafting style, and I think the junk journal will allow you to be more forgiving on yourself if you happen to make a little crafty mistake. But you know how it is with us. Let me take this thing off my nail. It's distracting.
What is it?
It's a little gem.
I need more. Since are you going to cores some of your pages? Is cores the word you want to use?
See, now y'all getting into a whole nother thing. Meaning that if am I gonna like make them nice and frayed and stuff?
She meant color.
Oh, she meant color. You can do that. Yeah, I mean for live purposes, it would be tough for me to color stuff or paint stuff. until it dries. Yeah, but we can do that too. See, now you see that this can go inside here, and this can be a pocket right here, right? All I would have to do is just glue down the sides, and if I want to do that right now, I can. All right, glue that down.
Deshauna Singleton says, this isn't my thing, but it's really fun to watch. I have a crafting problem, and this will definitely add to that issue.
Well, that's why I'm doing it step by step. I mean, if you want to have all your measurements precise, if you're that type of crafter, then my thing is go for it.
Well, you just use the eyeballing technique, huh?
Right now, kind of just, you know. See, this is not lined up with this, but that's okay. That's okay. Can y'all say, Tracy, it's okay? Because I got to have me some reminders, okay? Okay, see, here's an envelope here. I can take this and put it in like this and then use these for pockets. That's another thing I could do. I'm going to cut that top part off right here.
And their neighbor says, I'm enjoying your live so much. I just wish you could come on every day.
Oh,
People
y'all are
don't forget
so
to give a thumbs
sweet.
up.
Y'all would get tired of us coming on every day, my
Sure
crafty
would.
family.
Again?
Look, someone said, I wish I was your neighbor, Tracy. I'm like, we'd be crafting all day. We wouldn't get anything done. So now I can take this and put this in as one of my pages, right? And this can be a little pocket right here. See, now, normally, because this is wrinkled, I would not use this in my normal crafting. But guess what? This is not normal. We're junk journaling here, y'all.
You can use the wrinkles as part of that thing.
Yes, you
what
can.
you call it then.
So you see how these are coming together? I want y'all to see this process. You see how that's coming together? 1, 2, 3 of these. They said we should have how many in that signatures, babe?
They say you should
said
have
4 to 7.
4 to 7 pages in total. You could start off with 4 for this and do the other 3 later if you like. Unless you just want to.
Well, signatures or 4 to in each signature, I think it's 4 to 7.
Yeah.
You were saying, yeah.
Right. It's a set of pages nested inside of one another. It creates a small section.
Right.
Each signature will have 4 to 7
Right.
pages.
So this one right here only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do 7 because to me this is thicker and I want mine to look real full. I don't want a naked junk journal. Okay. Hey, Margie Ryan.
Can you create multiple signatures inside of a book, or just one
That's what we're
signature
doing.
per book?
We're doing 3.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's what I was saying. I'm going to need more than one of these. So I'm going to do 3 because I don't want this to be, 1, 2, 3. So that's a good question, babe. This right here, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and slip that in there already. We're going to put that right here. And see, the thing is, gives me art space or journaling space, some kind of workspace. I have the blank pages. This right here, I'm not worried about what this looks like because I can cover that up. I can use this as my art thing, and the challenge will be, not even a challenge. One day, sit down, get my glue out. I might feel like painting that day, and I can paint this, right?
Kathy says, I can't wait until Mableton. I get to see y'all face again.
Oh, that was fun.
Actually, that was fun.
That was fun. I was overwhelmed, but I was overwhelmed by the support and the love. I mean, me and Bill were like, people like Tracy and Bill, and I'm like, what? Huh? Like, it was just different, okay? Okay, so I love this bag. Look, I've seen some Dollar Tree bags that I absolutely love. So I'm gonna, I may have to use some of those to my little journaling stuff. So I'm just cutting this bag up. Most of y'all might be like, oh, she's cutting up the bag. No, don't do it. I'm cutting it up, y'all. Let's see. Cut this apart.
While we have a slight gap in there, I actually would like to say welcome to all the new people. Of course, our regular people, but We have quite a few new
We do
people
have
in here.
quite a few new people up in here.
We do. Believe it or not, Tashana Singleton, who's new, she's Malayla's niece. She invited her.
Tashana just joined the group because I remember letting her into the group. So welcome. Malayla. Yeah, Malayla.
Look at you messing up
Malaya.
Malayla's name.
Sorry,
Usually it's me doing that.
Malayla.
But thanks for inviting Malayla. Hey, you guys, invite somebody tomorrow.
Invite somebody. Invite a friend. You know, we're just a bunch of crafty people that love to craft, and we have a wonderful giving heart, and we like to encourage. So if you like to do that too, perfect for our group. If you don't like to do that, then I don't know. You might not want to join our group. There you go. But if you love to encourage and uplift and you want a positive space to craft in, then you come join us on Mindless Crafting Facebook page. Or Facebook group, I should say.
Right, Mindless Craft. Look at me. Mindless Crafting Facebook group. And for those of you that have not joined and want to join, just go there and answer the 3 questions. If you don't answer those questions, you're not getting in.
I know. I like this. I'm keeping this, but I'm going to turn it this way. And that's going to have a pocket in there. So I'm making this up as I go, y'all. Right?
Guys, usually I answer a lot of questions and do a lot of talking, but by choice, I'm backing off because it's a lot involved with this process, and I don't want to distract from it.
You're not distracting, babe. You're good.
Yeah, it's a lot. If I get a good question about this, I'll read it and perhaps we can address it.
So now I'm making, you notice I'm making these little spots that I can tuck stuff in. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I might want to, that's a little bit too much. Let's take this off a little bit. I might see something that I want to add to my journal, like in the future, and then I have these little spots to put them in there and say, oh, I wanted to work on putting my stickers in there, or today I want to work on, let's see, I have a couple of these already. I might want to take some of these and say, this week I want to talk about faith and peace and success and what it means to me, and kind of tuck them in there so that everything is in one spot. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and just put it right there. Now you notice it's off kilter. Look, this is not lined up with this, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to be okay with it. So this is what it looks like so far. See that? And I might want to push this up and center it like that. So that's what a signature looks like. Now what you can do, since I'm going to make 3 of these, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this, right? Which means there's like, of course, 14 to decorate, right? So maybe I want to just clip these together for right now. So that because I'm going to have to punch holes through this at some point. Don't think about that part though. Think about getting these together first. Now, here's something else you can do. I'm just going to take this off for one moment. You're not limited to just having these pages in here, right? You could add pockets. If you later on, you say, I want to add something else. Let me just see what I can do here. See if I can get a small envelope. Later on, you can say, well, you know what? I want to do something else and add something else into my book, right? So say you cut this in half here, right? Like this, and then you just, you just glue this together here, right? Too much glue right there, right? So now if I said, you know what, I want to put something else in here, let's see. Maybe on this flap right here, I want to just glue down a pocket here so that I can put more things in this. You can add that in, right? So don't be limited by the 7 pages, right? This can be limitless. right? So now you can put this in here. Don't worry that it's not lined up. You can go back in, and I have areas to write in. I can write on the pocket. I can add a piece of paper that I like. I can add ribbon. So much, right? All these little strips that I have that are left over, I can add those in, but we're not focusing on that right now. I'm just giving you more ideas for things you can do. You can put more flaps in this area as well. Let's see. Let me show you an example of that, right?
That Reed says that's a nifty glue dispenser. What is it? I never watched it before.
Glue dispenser.
But that bottle?
You're talking about this right here? This is a metal tip to go on my glue. This is the art glitter glue that I'm using, and that's a metal tip to help you be more precise in your gluing. It's really nifty. Okay, so say we want something to go on here. We want to put in something else. Once everything is bound together, you can still add more stuff in there. We can take this and just, let's fold this over, right? And then I can glue it on this side. I can glue this right here into one other spot on here. I might want to cover it up and add another little page in there. I can take this now, right? Let's just put this right here. I can glue it down in here. And then I have another spot where I can flip this out and maybe put a picture in here, or maybe put some kind of journal of places I'd love to travel. It's endless what you can do with this, okay?
Just whatever you feel for that moment.
Yep.
You have several people, Tracey, particularly like Naomi, who's saying that they don't think they could do junk journals and sort of thing like that. But Bertha West Wilson made a good comment. She says, Naomi, I said the same thing, but I'm going to give it a try.
Give it a try.
You should too. We saw several people in the Mindless Crafting group that uploaded their covers. In particular, Bertha, we saw yours, and it was awesome. These covers that you created yesterday were phenomenal.
Y'all really, yes. Please continue to share your process in the group. I think it's absolutely wonderful that y'all are going to share your process with us, and it inspires others. Here's the thing. Sometimes scrapbooking might be wonderful for someone else, but it might not be someone else's thing. Sometimes making mini books might not be someone's thing, but it might be the world to someone else. Sometimes doing card making. A lot of people are like, I don't really do card making, but I like seeing other people make them, and I'm inspired to try it. And that's what happened to me, why I got into card making, was because I saw someone else do it, and I was like, oh, that looks fun. And I love the way I felt about making something and giving it to someone else. So now, like, this is more than likely going to be for my personal thing, but I love the fact that I'm going to be writing in this. I can have something that I made that my daughters can read later on, or that I can look back and look at, so that's why I was saying this whole thing is a process, okay?
Right, you know what, on that same note, let's say a lot of people are asking, well, what do I write it about? What if you just say, you know what, I'm thinking about my daughter, and I'm not going to try to do the whole book at one time, but I'm going to make a page today, thinking of my daughter, just whatever comes to mind today.
Yep.
You make
what, I was thinking about that, babe.
Maybe
something like that.
Tomorrow or the next day, whenever it hits you, you make another page.
Right.
And hit another page.
I can do a page called "Why I Love My Husband."
Well, you need a whole collection for that. No, just kidding.
I can do a "Why I Love My Husband" page.
Encyclopedia. No, you don't need that. One page, you might get it in one page.
All I'm doing right now is I'm moving on to the next signature, right? We got one done. I'm not going to add anything else to this right now. Tomorrow we're going to learn how to put this into our cover, right? So that right there is a process. So, but that's why I want to take this step by step. Get your papers together and put the things in that you want to use, for your signatures. So I want you to feel like after we get off here, you can you can go ahead and do this. Now, I have a confession. I have a hard time throwing away pretty gift wrap, okay? I've got a hard time doing that, Bill. I just can't do it. I
Well,
love gift wrap, and I can't, sometimes I don't want to throw it away because I feel like I can use it for something. So I'm going to use some of this. Because you know a lot of y'all are sitting on Happy Mail and stuff that people have sent you, and you don't want to use it.
because you're waiting for that perfect occasion that never comes.
Waiting for that perfect project. So I'm going to use a portion of this too.
The moment you look at that paper and the thought crosses your mind that I should use it, the perfect moment has arrived. Grab that thing right then and immortalize it and change someone's life.
I knew I could use this for something.
You know, it's really interesting. When we think of change in a person's life, we think of something dramatic. But you know, it doesn't have to be dramatic, just a slight shift for that moment in that day that they open the envelope and see your card. That slight
Just
shift.
that one thing that they needed to hold
They just
on.
need to get through that moment that day. Some event that they couldn't even speak about. They didn't even know why they were feeling the way they felt. But they recognized that a change took place after they received your card.
Yep. Just to let someone know that I'm thinking about you. I mean, if someone was to send me a junk journal, I would love a junk journal from someone. I mean, wouldn't you? If someone made you something, they took the time to put you in their thoughts.
Because this thing doesn't happen overnight. Creating a junk journal quite obviously is something that does take place over time. So quite a bit of thought has gone into it.
Yeah, so you know what I'm doing? I'm just folding this over so the inside isn't showing. Like this on this part here. Now I could make this a pocket if I wanted to, but I think this time I'm just going to glue it down so it's a little bit thicker and I can kind of work with it later on.
Tracy, let me ask you a question. Mary Splashes Paint is saying that she sent you a direct message on Instagram about 2 YouTube junk journal creatives to follow. Did you get it?
Oh, you know what? I got it. I think was it late last night maybe? I think I did. Right. My thing is go and look up some of these people. Now the thing is, Miriam, I haven't looked at the videos of those 2 people. I think there's one that I am very familiar with. But I don't want to get overwhelmed and then I have just too many ideas and then it's like, I need to be able to execute this thing and then go back and look up certain parts.
Then fine-tune whatever process you
Fine
want to
tune the
fine-tune.
process, right. Okay, so what I should have done is glued this part here. I just want to make this a little bit thicker, so that's why I have the flaps going on.
You know what? Joan Gilbertson says, I never made cards before. I did a lot of sewing. I started watching Tracy. She inspired me to get started. I'm still new at making cards, but I have fun doing it. Now, let me say this. Until you said that, Joanne, I never would have known.
I wouldn't have known.
I've seen some of Joanne's cards, and I'm like,
I
Tracy,
know.
look at this.
Y'all just blow us
I would
away.
have thought you have been doing this for a long time.
Right. I can only get better as I practice and move through the process. You can only get better. You remember we've been card making for a while when you actually think about it, because as a kid, you remember your teacher would do that one project that was making a card, you know, making some kind of card. Let's see what this looks like here. See, I don't want that to come over. Sorry, y'all. I have the window open in the craft room, so y'all can hear all kinds of stuff. You can hear the rain outside and everything. And just so you know, my mom is still with us here. Her phone went out because of the storm this weekend. So my mom is still here, so we're having fun. I just love the fact that she's here, you know. Okay, now I'm just putting another signature together.
Catherine Hodgson is telling Joanne that she should incorporate sewing into her cards.
And
Since
people
she's
have,
already a sewer.
that's a good point. People have incorporated sewing into their their journals, their junk journals. I was like, wow. Okay, so I have a box right beside me here, y'all. And I'm pulling out stuff from that box, stuff that I've used before. And I'm just kind of adding it to my,
Miriam says, hi, Tracy's mom. She's downstairs.
she's downstairs. Thank you, y'all. Yeah, we're going to go over there today, later on, and check on her place. Make sure everything is okay. Are y'all still here with me? Y'all silent over there. I hope I'm not scaring anyone away. Look at this paper. You ever have papers like this? Raise your hand. Someone had it. Look at that. Now I can take even the words out of here and put them all throughout my journal, like places I want to go, things I want to do. This is cute. This can be, see, I can cut these up and put pockets on my pages as well. Let's see. This is cute. I mean, I could have a page that says, today I feel like I want to go and, today I feel like I want to just get out of bed, right? Or just want to get out of bed, or didn't want to get out of bed. Whatever you're feeling, basically. That's cute. I can put this like this, too. Shall see. So y'all see what I'm doing here, right? I need a longer page in there. So I'm just going to take this and cut off the edge here. They still with me?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Vanessa Baker, we're making, this is a part 2 of our junk journal. You'll have to watch the rewatch. We are making the signature, what's called the signature pages to go in our junk journal. And so this is how we're putting them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, this is the first one here. So you see how they're coming together? So they're all going to go into, we're going to sew these into the spine, attach these to our spine like this, right? So you see how that's coming together. Just want y'all to see what's happening. Yeah, so welcome, Vanessa. I'm glad you're here. It's a rainy day outside, so y'all can hear. Y'all probably can hear the rain. I've had this paper for ages. I've had this paper right here. For ages. I haven't done not one thing with it. But guess what? It's about to go into a junk journal. See, and these are good because I can work with these. And the thing is, normally if it has that little thing on it, I normally would not use it, or maybe I would cover it up, but...
Nadine Harris is asking, Tracy, how many pages in each signature? 4 to 7.
Usually they say 4 to 7. Right now I'm going for 7 in each one, but I can add stuff in, so it's going to get really thick. I can already tell it's going to be a thick one. So today, hopefully that helps, Nadine. And the reason why I'm doing the 7, if you notice, look at this. This spine is pretty good. I can get a pretty good amount of stuff in here. All right, so if I was to even take this and just say 1 here and another one right here, you see how that's starting to fill up? Just so y'all can see. So this is just, just showing y'all what it's going to start to look like. So these are going to be evenly lined up in here. And then it gives me a chance to add more stuff in there.
Margie's going ahead. She says, how do you sew it in? That's not today.
Margie, that's not today.
Not today.
Not today, Margie. Not today.
Catherine Hodges says
I'm going to take y'all through that process.
She can't wait to get into her new house and pack all her craft goodies. She's
my
gonna
goodness.
lock the door and turn the phones off.
I don't know how you're doing
Just
it.
play or craft.
That would be tough for me. You notice all my pages are different sizes, different. And you can cut corners off if you want. And I mean, you can distress certain corners. You can, someone told me to take some of the corrugated cardboard, and I started doing that on one of the pages. You can take these, dip it in your ink, your distress ink, and you can dip it in your distress ink, right? Just showing y'all, not trying to move ahead, and you can add textures to your book, right? So just all kinds of stuff. Really gets you thinking outside the box. Mindless crafting, right? Okay, let's keep going. Don't get me off task. No, normally I would just cut this off. I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to cut the part off right here. And I'm going to stick it in there. Let's see how many pages, because I could really start to keep going. I could keep going and have too many pages. But imagine you have tags. You might have tags from other people that have inspired you. And you might want to put those tags in your book. Right? You might have tags that people have sent you in Happy Mail, and you say, oh, I want to put those inside my book too. You can do that.
Paint is asking, have you seen the ones made from golden books and old books?
I think I saw some of those on Pinterest. That's another place to get inspiration too. I think I saw some of those on Pinterest. And they have, I've seen golden books at some of the Goodwill or thrift stores. See, now you start thinking differently. You can add lace to these. Ooh, lace. That would be nice to add, just things that you can add in. So what I've been doing whenever I felt like I was starting to get overwhelmed with like, what should I put in it? What should I put in it? What I went ahead and did, just so you know, I added a little pocket here and here. So that should dry soon. What I started doing, because I was like, ooh, when you're working on the process, you can start thinking about other things you might want to put in there. So I'm going to put lace on here. This is just my little notes I've been jotting down. Different things that I could put into my junk journal. Things that I have like right here in my room. Stickers. I can use calendars. You can use the old calendars. I know someone suggested that. Magazines, tags, index cards, recipe cards, doilies, small envelopes, book pages, pockets, sticky notes, card cutouts, right? You can take a card and cut little images from it and add it in your book. Paper clips, washi tape, ribbon, lace. Yeah, I put lace there already. Music pages, banners, wallpaper, napkins. And that's just to name a few. Yes.
Miriam Slash's Paint says, this is so inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. This gets me outside of my box for sure. Let me just clip these together real quick so I can keep them good.
Here's an interesting question. Sandra Hobbs is saying, do you have a finished junk journal?
Nope.
No. That's the beauty of this.
Yep. I'm being daring, y'all. Being bold in 2020. Can they hear me? I'm sorry, I was reaching. I'm being bold in 2020, y'all. This is my first one. Now, I do have a prototype I've kind of been working on. But someone was saying that they sell junk journals too. So now this is not necessarily the way I want this lined up. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. Okay. So I'm going to clip these together. I'm just keeping these together so that I have, so notice that it's coming together. Can y'all see that? These are going to go into here, right? This is running over the page already, which is kind of like, but you know what? I'm going to leave it because I want y'all to show y'all that even though it's coming outside the book, that's okay. It's a junk journal, right? Junk journals are forgiving. Okay, so now we got 2 signatures. Let's go ahead and do the third one. Let me pull some more papers out of here.
That's true, Pam Purtle. A junk journal, a recipe could be a recipe book.
It sure can. I think that would be nice.
But it doesn't have to only be recipes. Put in recipes and whatever else comes to mind.
Right. Things my mother told me, recipes she gave me, all kinds of
Little
stuff that you can
sayings,
hand down throughout. Here's the thing. We've gotten so used to like the whole online thing that we've forgotten that this right here, this is your crafting tool, your hands. You are the most important tool. You have the brain and the creativity inside of you already to bring something into the world that never existed.
All you have to do
We
is
have
do
become so dependent on the phones and the technology and it's nice to get inspiration, but you can do this on your own. If you didn't have it's amazing what the human mind can do when it's given a certain challenge. It will figure it out.
Think about the turn of the century before you had major corporations that took over making everything. Soap, clothes, books, pencils, candles, whatever it is. They took over those things. And now we just go to the store and buy them. What if you had to make everything?
Yep.
It makes you have a whole different way of looking at your ancestors. And just the abilities and skills that they actually had to survive out here.
And I mean, this is just, me saying that it's nice to get back into the old way of doing things sometimes. You don't have to have every little detail figured out.
It's your craft room, your rule.
Right, because some people say, oh, that's too time consuming. Well, guess what? I kind of like the mind therapy, the therapy that it gives me when I'm just kind of creating my own thing. Just doing fussy cutting. I love it. It might not be someone else's cup of tea, but I actually like the whole fussy cutting process. So allow yourself a little bit more freedom in your crafting. Allow yourself to use too much glue. Right, babe?
Something I excel in.
What did we use before art glitter glue was a thing, right? What did we use before that?
Hammer, nail.
We used Elmer's, right?
In
school, I didn't know anything else but Elmer's, really. And then when they came up with crazy glue, it was like, wow.
Tracey, they use something. We don't know what they use. We tend to think that we're so advanced compared to ancient civilizations or what have you. Right now, we still don't have the mathematical computations to figure out what the Egyptians did to create absolute level pyramids. Some people, we don't know how they got those blocks up on there. Some people think they use sound. How the world do they do that?
The human mind.
The human mind.
Look, Krista Cobb said flour and water.
There you go, flour and water.
Oh, brown glue.
Krista Cobb, it might be closer, because I remember as a kid in school using flour and water.
I mean, we made stuff science was a big thing. So it was how to make such and such out of, it was just so much. Oh, I remember this paper on my beginning of my crafting journey when I first started making cards. I used this paper. Oh, it's going in. Normally, I would cut off every single little tab. I'm not doing that, y'all. I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay. Let's see. I have lots of envelopes, so let me get some more envelopes out of here. I'm really looking forward to what this journal is going to become. Okay, let's get this. It's like there's going to be a lot of pockets in this one. So imagine the amount of things you're going to have in here. Let's take this and go this way.
Danya, the DIY and review queen after the stroke, says she's about that life, about making everything she can make, from butter to soap powder, whatever.
I love it. I love it.
I've seen people do videos about making their own detergent, and some of that stuff was quite incredible. I didn't know Ariel was gone.
Yeah, she had to run to grandma's house.
Oh yeah, that's right. I read that.
Okay, so this is going to be our third and final. This is our third and final signature. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this whole thing is going to turn out. Be like, Tracy, don't you already have an idea how it's going to turn out?
Arco Stanton Group says she knows of an organization that teaches people how to custom furniture for people with cerebral palsy from water, flour, and cardboard. And the chairs tested are stronger than wood. Now that's something.
Okay, let's see. My lighter paper there. Look, this doesn't even put a dent, okay? This doesn't put a dent in my craft stuff.
It sure doesn't. Not even a scratch.
Bill,
I'm sure most of these crafters are like that.
this doesn't put a dent.
Hey, Danya, the DIY review queen after the stroke says, look, I have to keep my mind going. I am retired, not dead.
Exactly.
But since I was a child, I wanted to know how things were made. I think Tracey does that. She looks at things and just reverse engineers them, just looking at them. And not just this craft stuff. It could be a table. I've seen Tracey work on some stuff. You're like, how in the world does she even think to do this?
Because the mind can figure it out for you.
Next thing you know, she's borrowing sanders, all type of stuff is going on.
I'm not doing all of that.
Please.
Okay, I'm just going to put this in here just like this. So you see how that adds another page to it? Okay, so I'm just trying to keep my center here. This is the center part right here. This is the center part.
Malaya Brent says, I love DIY. My daughter says, I would have been a pioneer if there was a lifetime before this.
This is really coming together. You see that? All this stuff to work with. All of these to me are art pages, stuff to decorate. And you see why that's why you don't want to think about that whole process like, oh my goodness. Now I want to have a page that I can, like a white page that I can doodle on.
Right.
So,
see, you're already thinking, like, I just want a doodle page.
Right. So there's maybe times when I just feel like drawing flowers like I used to do like in school and stuff. So let's see. I want that page to kind of be the same size as my book somewhat.
Since I like that shabby chic, rustic looking stuff, I probably would be out there looking for pages that had lines that looked like they were all yellowed and ancient looking. You know? That's what I would do. Only because that's how I think.
Y'all, I've been thinking about junk journals. Who would have known, right? I've been wanting to do one, but when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of stuff to do. But this year, 2020, I need to write some things down. I have lots of thoughts, and I need to write them down. I need to do a brain dump, you know?
Right, just take it step by step. I'm only working on the cover. I'm only working on the page.
Right, so this can be my little doodle page right here. And don't be afraid to mix these up. You don't have to have every single page in the proper order and all of that.
Only attaching the page to the spine.
Let's see, I'll put that here. And then I'll put these back in here. And then I'll take this and put it in here. But you can have little flaps that open up, you know. Let's go ahead and do one of those. Let's see. Let's get one of those. Little flap. I'm eyeballing it here too, y'all, so.
We have 120 people on, Grace.
Oh, nice. Wow, y'all are tuning in, aren't you? That's great. So I might have a flap that opens up there. So now you got that too on top of this. So you see how this can get really thick? This can get really thick. So I probably broke the rule on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I need one more. Let's go
There you
ahead
go.
and see
So
what
you
else
didn't
we
break
got.
the rule. What rule?
I know, right? You may ask, for what rule?
We're like Back to the Future. Where we're going, there are no rules.
Bill, this is your favorite color.
Do it.
I might have a Bill page. This is one of his favorite colors, y'all.
It is.
Okay. So we'll have to put this in there too. Right, you might want to have a book that just doesn't have that might be all envelopes. I seen someone make some envelope junk journals and they were so
It's perfect
awesome.
timing that you pick it up because as you did that, Eileen Moore said, can you add construction paper?
Oh,
And
okay.
that's what that is. That is construction paper.
Yep. And it's been in my stash for so long.
But there you go, Eileen.
There you go, Eileen.
And Jessica says, yes, you can use any paper.
Yep, you sure can.
Jerry Reed says, I laid out a bunch of paper last night to get this started. My husband was actually impressed with what I had got done last night.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad. Y'all got me in the doghouse with your husbands. Okay?
Miriam Slashes Paint says, Tracy, your craft room, your
rules.
rules. If you want to doodle or journal or paint them or add dried macaroni to it, it's yours.
Oh my goodness, I remember those dried macaroni necklaces. Do y'all remember those? See, do kids still do that in school? Look at that, y'all. So we've got 3 signatures on this, right? 1, 2, 3. I need to clip this one together too. Okay, so let's move these off to the side.
So it doesn't matter if stuff hangs out or whatever. You can do whatever you want. Huh?
It's a junk journal, yeah.
Right.
I mean, now if you,
If
okay,
you're
so
anal,
now if you want to, because normally the other Tracey, okay, would have, this just allows me to be free, you know? The other Tracey would have cut everything precisely. There's no hanging over, nothing. But look at that. And I still might cut some of this off. I might cut some of this off, y'all. Maybe. Yeah, because I need that to be tucked in. Look, I'm going to cut this off right here. And I'm going to cut this off. Right around there. So tomorrow when we come back on, you might see some of these cut down. We'll see.
Hazelay Clay from the UK says, UK fan, love you and Bill. You made me laugh in Dollar Tree. We have Poundland, but your crafting stuff, great love. Love your fall card and love how you explain things.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm hoping that y'all don't get confused by this stuff.
I don't think they will because it's step by step. All you're doing right now are the pages.
Right. So, Bill, can you read that thing about signature pages and what they are again?
I'll be happy to do this.
Well, thank you, dear.
It'll be $2.50. No, just kidding. It says, what is a signature page? In bookbinding or journal crafting, a signature is a set of pages nested inside one another that creates one small section of the book. Each signature is usually 4 to 7 pages in total and is individually stitched into the book.
Right. So you see how that's going to come together? See that right there? Let's see. Eileen Moore says, with mine, Tracy, I am going to put lined notebook paper to write. Exactly. If you want to do that, you can do that too. Right now, I'm just going to put, I'm going to write on everything. Whatever is here, I'm going to write on. However, I was looking over on my shelf and I saw something I want to put in there.
Eileen, I would do that because I like writing, and even though I was surrounded with a bunch of other stuff, the majority of my stuff would probably have lines or something to write on.
Right, because you can still get paper in there. Put these over here so y'all can see. You know those lists that they have at the Dollar Tree? Let's see. I'm gonna just pull some of these out so y'all can see what y'all can do.
Eva Freeman, she's saying she's a perfectionist, and I think everything has to be perfect.
Right.
I'm trying to get out of that.
Right. That was me. Remember, y'all, I was a librarian for 20 years, 20 plus years, and so that's me right there too.
Well, here's the thing, Eva. If you're a perfectionist, you don't necessarily have to run from it. What you do is you tame it and use it.
Yeah, use it in your.
If you know you like to be precise and measure, then measure. But just get it done. And the best way to contain the perfectionist thing is to think only, take a very small piece of the puzzle. Only work on that one thing. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're working on a musical piece. It could be something extremely challenging, some Bach piece or something. Don't look at the entire song. You look at one measure and you look at one beat. It's played, whatever happens in one beat. Once I get that, get 2 beats. When you get that, you combine them. You can go from note 1 to note 2, then you add the 3rd, then the 4th. You get one measure, then you start the next measure, till eventually you combine those things. The same thing is true with crafting. Take one step, the cover, then the pages, then putting the pages onto the spine, and then whatever else until you want to put a handle. But you don't look at the entire journey, just that one footstep until you get it done.
Exactly. So what I'm doing here is that's why I'm taking it step by step, because I don't want to have every single thing like figured out. Normally if I'm teaching a class or something where I'm like at MadeItCon or something, then it would somewhat be thought out. It would be thought out. We'd know the process, what step A, step 2, step, A, B, and C, whichever the steps are. But for right now, with this style of crafting, the junk journal gives you lots of leeway to kind of just do your own thing. And that's why we came up with mindless crafting, right, babe?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people were just struggling and they were like, well, I want to do this and I don't want to do that, but what if the lines aren't right? What if the such and such is not right?
You have to start asking another question. What if it is?
There you go. Yep.
Kids don't ask that question.
They sure don't.
When you tell them to color something, and when you first put a crayon in their hand and give a piece of paper, they don't think, hey, I have to color it in between the lines.
So
they just grab stuff and they're just happy to just be on the page. And when they give you that page, they are so proud of that thing. They are proud.
They really are. See, so I could put some of these in here too. You know those pretty notepads at Dollar Tree, right? You might want to just cut some of those up. I think this one was one that came from Dollar Tree, and you can put them inside of your book. So just, what Eileen was saying about wanting to put pages, and she can actually, if you wanted, you can just put writing page on everything. So I'm just showing you on this.
Eileen Moore says she's going to start stamping her stamp set today.
Ooh,
for those who
Eileen,
are looking for that stamp set,
I can't wait
right
to start stamping my words to inspire. I can't wait to start stamping some of these, and I may go through the day and say, you know what? Today I want to talk about beautiful and what that means. Today. I want to talk about incredible and what that means. We think so far in the future. What does that mean to you, like right now, today, right? Or I'm blessed. I think we look so much at the thing that's not going right that we forget about the blessings that are right here in front of us. Just really, today I laughed. What was it that made you laugh today? What makes you laugh when you think about a certain memory,
Hold up, guys. In case you think Tracey's just making this train of thought up, I want you to really understand this is exactly how she thinks. When I first met her, I met her online, when we finally went out after several months of chatting and texting back and forth and et cetera.
Because he could have been my stalker, y'all. So
I'm not trying to
go out like that.
Out later. Here's the thing, though. We went out finally. At the end of that date, Tracey asked me a question. She said, have I increased your happiness? I was getting ready to say, yes, you have. She goes, today. And it's almost like I was struck with a bolt of lightning. I was like, wait a minute, wait 1 minute. I don't know if I'm happier since the beginning of birth, but I know that I am happier right now than I was when this day first started off. And the next day we saw each other, she asked me the same thing. Have I increased your happiness today? By the third date, I found myself saying, I have to increase her happiness. You know what I mean? And she kind of brought me in over onto this thing. And I say all this just to say that all you have to do is think about today, right now, when I pick up this one thing.
That's all you have.
What do I have in my hand, in my thought process, in my spirit right now that I want to release? That's it. I'm not trying to outthink this thing. I only want to express this moment. That's it.
So do y'all see what I'm doing here? I'm just putting little spaces to write, like Eileen was mentioning. You know, so that's just in case you want to do something like that. All right. So I think we're done with this part right here. Get your envelopes, get your scrap paper. If you want to just use your pretty paper, some of your pretty paper, and cut out little flowers to go in this, you can. How long we been on, babe?
We're trying to do these. Minutes.
We're trying to do these in like
we're trying to say 1 hour.
In 1 hour batches. So just so y'all know, I'm doing this with 3 signatures. Go back and look at part 1 if you haven't seen part 1 of the series. We're doing this in a 5-part.
Which is the cover.
It's a 5-part series, but I can see like down the line I'm going to possibly take a page if y'all would like to see that, like in the future, like after this week is over, because we're only doing Monday through Friday. So if that's something you want to see, which is like maybe a video where I do a video on, or even do it live. Let's take this page and let's craft in this one page, or let's see how I do with this, or I doodle in this page, and we take one of the words and, you know, I can draw out what that word means to me, you know. So let me know if that's something that y'all would like to see, because I wouldn't mind doing it.
In fact, we could all do it together.
Yeah, and once writing is something I love doing. I was a journalism major in college. So my undergraduate degree is in journalism. My master's degree is in research and library science. So that was like a lot of you I don't think really know like much about me. I know there's a lot of you who follow us all the time, but for the newcomers, I used to be a librarian. So creating was just right up my alley.
Well, my master's degree is in loving my wife.
Well, there you go. I think he needs to go ahead and get the doctorate. Go ahead and get the PhD.
Get started today, please. Is that what you're saying?
Look, y'all, go ahead and get the PhD.
You need a little bit more, okay?
I think it's time that he needs to get the PhD.
You need to dust that thing off. Is that what you're saying?
Wifeology, okay? Let's get the PhD.
Oh, no, Tasha. We're not out of our stamp sets. We still have some. Here's the link, just in case you want to get those stamp sets.
Oh, which one are you talking about?
The question is, are you all out of your stamp sets now?
This one, no. We're not. Well, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, just...
We're close to...
If you're thinking
we're selling a lot of these. Let's just say that. But yeah, I just want y'all to really kind of create something wonderful. This year we're going to just really go on some crafty journeys and do some stuff, you know? Yeah, Krista Cobb, I'm praying for you. Krista's away from her craft room right now. We're praying for you that everything goes well. We got a lot of people on here that are going through some stuff. And I think if we can journal some of those things, I think one of the most powerful times to write is when you're actually going through it and you're really honest with yourself about, because there's nothing like battling sickness and still having to get up every day. And so my thing is I don't feel any pain. I may have some aches and pains, but I can still put one foot in front of the other and I can keep going. I can write words down today. My hands are working. What parts are still working, right? I mean, so, you know, Krista Cobb, you inspire me because I've talked to you on the phone and you're so positive.
Yes, she is.
You are just
Krista
absolutely
is one of the most
positive
people I've ever talked to.
And here's one of the things. Sometimes you're struck down by life, right? But they said if you can fall down 7 times, then you get up 8.
You can look up, you can get up.
Yep, basically.
If you can't look up, turn your head and then
get up, right? So just to let y'all know, I think that's why this whole junk journal is so inspiring to me. And I wanted to take y'all on that journey with me. Even though it requires me to get outside of my comfort zone, but sometimes you'll find that your blessing is on the other side when we step out in faith, right? And that's one of the words on our stamp set. When we step out in faith.
And you know something that's really interesting?
That's when the blessings come.
While we're struggling seemingly to get up, and we don't know, but someone is watching us.
Yep.
Who's going through something, and they're saying, I don't think I can get up, but look at her. Look at him. I know they shouldn't be able to get up because they're worse off than I am. But you know what? They got up. If they can get up, I can get up.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm really happy, and I feel blessed that I could do something like this.
Ooh, that's powerful.
What Azrael said.
Azrael Horsefeather. Ooh, she said, can't learn to surf
without the waves. Ooh, I love that. I've been writing things down lately, like little sayings that there's messages that'll come to you throughout the day. I encourage you to look at those messages of hope, whether it's a person putting something, an idea, or you seeing something in the clouds or a leaf on the ground. I mean, I always look at different things. I don't know. I've always done that, even as a kid. I'll look at the things that don't look so good, but I know that there's the potential for that thing to be beautiful.
Here's something that's interesting. Eva Freeman says, depression hits me a lot, which kills my motivation to do anything. Then you know what, Eva? Then look at someone else around you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a neighbor. And if you can't get up for you, then get up for them.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, go over to the hospital or go over to the nursing, go somewhere. You're going to find someone that's worse off than you. And you say, you know what? I'm going to do something for this person. I'm not thinking about me right now. And no matter how depressed I am, I'm thinking about this person. I'm getting up, not for me, but for them. And I promise you, as each day goes on, something in you will grow that's bigger than you. And you'll find a ministry starting to emerge.
Yeah. Because you can actually tell someone and even minister to someone else that's going through depression because you know what that feels like in your most discouraged moment, in your moment of sadness. You know what that feels like. So imagine there may be someone that needs to hold on to that. You know, just that. Someone saying like, what you told me, you understand and you get what I'm going through.
Right. That's how come if you have a person suffering from something, alcoholism, being overweight,
drug addiction,
you can't, a real alcoholic or drug addict cannot overcome that thing by talking to someone who hasn't been in the depths of that thing. And you know they're depressed, but somehow they got out of it. So you're able to bring someone out. All you have to do is just go. Just go and just know that if you can find somebody, you're going to go to the other side of that thing.
Yep. And I'm praying for Eva and so many of you that are going through stuff like that, because that has just got to be, it has to be challenging, especially to still walk in this life and still trying to just live life, right? Day by day.
That's it.
Yep. Love y'all too. Love you, Krista. Hang tough, Krista. I know it's tough. I always feel motivated when we talk to you. because even the sound of your voice is almost like she's like a little songbird. I don't know
I
what it
know.
is. It's just like Krista.
She sounds like she's singing.
When you
when she
hear
talks.
about Krista's testimony, it's incredible. So we got to go ahead and get off. I got to get to my mom's house and do some things with her. I really hope that y'all have been encouraged by this, that y'all are still hanging in here with us. We've got the 3 signatures done, the signature pages to go in here. Tomorrow, don't worry about this. Tomorrow we're going to be putting it into our book, right? You're gonna need some of this. Yep. You're gonna need this, some needle, and some kind of something that's really strong. This is really strong, this twine right here. So, and then the smaller one, what I did was, this is my practice one. So I'll be working on this later on today. It's a rainy day, great day for crafting. This one right here, I'm going to have 2 of them in here. I'm going to show you how to do this tomorrow, which is to measure this and start to poke holes in it and put it into your book, right? How to sew it into your book. So that's going to be tomorrow's. And the reason why I'm trying to take this in little chunks is because I don't want you to get overwhelmed. This can be overwhelming, but I know you can do it. I know you can journal stuff. I want you to be able to create something that you can have your kids read, or your grandkids, or something that you left that's a part of you. Or some of you may be wanting to sell these. Many of people have said that y'all need to look on Etsy and look up junk journals and see people have like full businesses from this stuff. So Bill, any last words?
No,
I think I covered everything, right?
I think we're done pretty good.
Tomorrow will be part 3. We're moving right along. Tomorrow will be part 3 of 5, which will be getting our signatures into our journals.
Miriam Splashes Paint says, much love. Give your sweet mom a big hug from me. She did a great job in you, Tracey.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, she's definitely an inspiration. And so we'll go ahead and we'll be live Wednesday at 12 noon. If you haven't gone to the store yet, hurry up, y'all. Get your stamps. If you don't get any other stamp set that we created, get this one. I think this is going to be a great one. I think you'll be inspired by it. Okay, love you all, and y'all take care and have a great day. Bye.